Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Phoenix National Network. This month is Finance Month, and I am Oscar Capel. I am your local Legal Shield associate, and this month we're going to be talking about finance, which is going to be the best use of your money. Now, I don't know about you, but when a typical lawyer charges from $400 to $800 an hour, and we're making $15 to $25 an hour, getting qualified legal representation is a bit out of reach for most of us. And that was hard enough normally. In 2020, sucker punches us with COVID. And in 2021, we have the Delta variant, and that's putting in even more financial stress on everyday families. Even simple things like this, like getting a will done, having your financial books in order and knowing where your money is going to be if something happens. If you're hospitalized and you can't communicate, it's super important to have your financial power of attorney set up. But then, who has an extra $1,200 to $2,000 lying around to get a basic will done? And 70% of this country doesn't, and that's a problem. So stress is affecting us more than ever now. Now we're even seeing that the mandate that saves us from eviction is being challenged. It's being challenged in the courts. And this affects both renters and landlords. And that's just two issues that we're facing this year. Let me change my background and show you consumer issues. We all have consumer issues, but how do we fight big corporations? Normally you call customer service 150 times and get the runaround. Luckily, I have a law firm behind me which is able to write this motivational letter. So it's a lot different when a law firm steps up and is on your side to fight for your rights. Let me see. So the first way we can ease financial struggles is to have legal qualified legal representation in the palm of your hand. I'm trying to do like three things at the same time here. So this is the app. You can call your law firm. You can submit a ticket if you're getting a moving violation. Like I said, start your will, submit a ticket, call your law firm. All of this is available to all of our customers. And we do this without incurring an extra fee. Everybody knows that lawyers charge by the hour normally. And what we do is we compare it to Netflix versus Blockbuster, where Blockbuster is your average lawyer that you pay by the hour and get your things done. With Legal Shield, it's more like Netflix, where you pay once a month and you have a bunch of services that are available to you just in that small $24.95 a month that they charge for the service. So again, how do we do that? How do we put a law firm in the palm of your hand, not just during business hours, but in case of emergencies, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year? It's that same group buying power that Netflix uses that allows each of us to pay a little bit and get a lot of benefit from. When's the last time you signed a legally binding document or any kind of contract without your lawyer or your law firm reading the fine print that's written in legalese? You see, car loans, mortgages, cell phone contracts are written by lawyers for lawyers. And that kind of language that only lawyers understand. It's kind of like if we write scripts so our kids can't read our notes. So I can't tell you what to do, but my family doesn't leave the house without having their phone on them. And when their phone is with them, they have their law firm with them. So with one touch of a button, real legal qualified counsel helps me sleep well at night. So I like to say it's the difference between reacting and responding. The best way to put that into something we understand every day, you go to the doctor, they give you medication. Do you want them to say, hey, you're responding well to the medication, or you're having a reaction to what we gave you? So there's reacting and responding are two different things. It's a huge difference. So for less than $1 a day, our $24.95 a month covers the entire family. You can sleep well at night also, knowing your family has an entire law firm in the palm of your hand, not just some lawyer you Googled in a panic, because as far as I know, Google, Yahoo, and Bing never pass the bar. So the information you get there might not be the best information that you need at the moment. And I can't stress enough how important it is to have qualified legal representation. I saw a show and I took a screenshot of this. Archie Williams was on Americans Got Talent and sang beautifully. And when he told his story, he said he was incarcerated for 38 years for a crime he did not commit. And he did not have good legal representation. So it is super important to have that. And that's just a couple of reasons. I have a list here, 101 reasons to use Legal Shield. Real simple. If you want a copy, I could text it to you. Just text me, send me the 101 reasons, 646-578-7097, or email me at info@oscarcapel.com, and I'll send you a copy so you can see, exactly how we need legal services every day for even the smallest things. We like to say that we'll handle everything from the trivial to the traumatic. So trivial can be like you saw there that I had a problem with my car manufacturer. They weren't treating me well, and the motivational letter from my law firm straightened that out right away. Had a problem with Con Edison, they handle that. So getting qualified legal advice, and I keep stressing the word qualified legal advice, helps you run your life so much better. Let me see what else we can talk about today. And again, and since this is Finance Month, another way Legal Shield fits in for the finance theme this month is the ability to start your own Legal Shield business, even as a side hustle. A couple of hours a day, a few hours a week will allow you to what I learned with Robert Kiyosaki and other writers is you work a job to service debt, but you need to start your own business to really qualify for the tax advantages of having your own business, even if it's small, even if you're working from home, and qualify for those tax breaks and use them as business deductions. Things you normally wouldn't think of, which is your car mileage, your cell phone use, part of your house that you're using as an office. All of those qualify as tax deductions. And as long as someone else is writing your paycheck, as we found out in 2020, and through what we see, the automation of everything, as long as someone else is writing your paycheck, you are not in control of your finances. And granted, this might not be your option to do, but anything that you can do that start on the side that you can actually build as a business to bring money in and use the tax codes to better your finances is a great way to start. Especially now, we've seen this again going through 2020 and 2021. We don't know what's going on now with the variants, if they're going to be more closures. We have no idea. So I'm happy I am a Legal Shield and ID Shield associate here in New York. And we are in every state in the country and all of Canada. So we can protect, empower individuals, families, and Legal Shield business is a whole nother topic. I didn't get into it today, but again, give me a call. We can discuss what Legal Shield can do for your business. Third thing I'm going to hit on today is another reason why I love what I do. The logo you see on my shirt and my wristband belongs to OUR, which is Operation Underground Railroad. Operation Underground Railroad exists to stop and rescue children from sex trafficking, sexual abuse, exploitation, and organ harvesting. So every time that we sign up a new customer and protect and empower a family, we donate part of that to Operation Underground Railroad to help stop this inhuman act. And my line of sponsorship found out about Operation Underground Railroad about 1.5 years ago. It takes about $10,000 to mount a complete rescue of a child. And so far, collectively, we've raised over $90,000. So that's like 9 rescue missions that are paid for. So that's what I do for people here and for anyone you know that needs legal representation 24/7 in case of emergency. We are here to help. My name is Oscar Capel, and Call me when you need me, or call me before you need me, which is even better. Thanks so much for your time. Bill, do you have any questions? Philip?
Well, Oscar, that's really cool. What you're talking about, but I just tell the folks a little bit more about the actual will aspect of what you do, and also even the the emergency button that's on the app that comes in very useful on very difficult occasions.
There are difficult occasions. Let me show you one difficult occasion that I have found. It's this one. I mean, I don't know about you, but driving down south with New York plates is pretty much, you're going to guarantee you're going to get one of these at whatever time you're driving, if it's daytime or nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact of life. That's the way it is. So again, what I've seen a lot of escalation between the police and people that are stopped, because you feel you're being stopped for no reason. So already you're not in a good mood. And there's never a way to win a conflict with an officer that has everything behind him, the law, the lights, the gun, the government, everything. It's you against the world.
Right.
But have a lawyer on call and be able to, I would hit that call button before I pull over, just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And that makes me feel comfortable knowing that it's not just me in the car. It's
Right.
me and my lawyer. And my lawyer will be on speakerphone. So they're going to guide me through what I have to do. Of course, everything will be as calm as possible, because I'm not fighting the law. I'm going to find out what my rights are. And I have that ability to protect my rights with a qualified attorney. And that is no matter where you are, anywhere in the US and in Canada. And that is what makes us so unique and so needed right now. You asked about the will. Again, it's the last love letter to your family. And if you don't have $1,200, $2,000, whatever it costs, I don't know what it costs now because prices keep going up with law firms. I'm secured. I asked our lawyers in New York, Feldman, Kramer, and Monaco is our law firm, and I met Bill and I said, if I walked into your law firm and I needed a will done, what would it cost? And this was a few years ago, and he told me $1,200 to start. Now and that's just your will. If you're married, you need 2 wills. They're separate. So that's $1,200 plus. You need the healthcare directive plus. You need the financial directive plus. Who has that kind of money to protect their family? And this is a way to say, hey, here is, now you can get a will through websites that let you do that. You can zoom through the wills. All right. Unfortunately, wills are state specific. Even if you have a valid will in New York and say you retire, you move to Florida, that will might not be valid completely in Florida. Yeah, and I have things that I've printed out from the internet and that say, I did my will online, did everything I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to executing, I'm out $6,000 because of a clause I didn't know about, because it was done online. It wasn't done by a qualified lawyer. So try to save yourself a couple of dollars here, and it comes back to bite you later on. And as we say on the show all the time, hire the professional and save yourself money.
That's so true, because guess what? I've confessions being made. Sometimes as us guys, we feel like we can fix everything, right? And so I was in an occasion where my machismo kicked in, and I felt like I could fix everything. Turns out I can't. So I call the professionals and they're on their way over. So, that's really what this is about is, we can't really be a professional at everything. And so we have to really call the people that know what they're doing and have them take over, and make life easier for us. So, yeah, go ahead.
And it's funny because I was on a Zoom call with someone, and I was in the middle of doing something with the law firm, and I got a call from the lawyer, and I just blew it off because I couldn't speak to them. And they said, "What was that?" I said, "Oh, it was my lawyer calling." It's like, "Oh, don't you need to take it?" I'm like, "No, I'm spending time with Zoom with you. We're in this meeting. That could wait." And the mystique of a lawyer is calling you, for
Mhm,
me, is gone. It's like they're not up on a pedestal. We need them, but
mhm.
it's not it's to me, it's a guy that's or a woman that's working with me on a situation. It's not something I have to drop everything for. And again, people at the top 5% have that lawyer on
On call.
retainer
Yeah.
24/7,
Mhm,
right? That they won't make a move, they won't sign a contract, they won't get out of bed without calling their lawyer.
mhm.
And we Google what we should do. And this is why there's that big disparity in how people live. If you had, how would you feel if every decision you made is the right decision because you got qualified answers? It changes everything.
Well, let me tell you what, ever since I signed up for Legal Shield, and I'm going to speak from a client perspective, ever since I signed up for Legal Shield, I have felt so much more secure in a lot of things that I do. And you're right. A lot of times when I have questions, I send it over. I call the 800 number. I send it over. They look over it. They tell me what might need to be changed. You know, I'm starting to get in that routine of let me make sure that my legal people look over this, uh, so that I can feel a little bit more secure in my decision making. And like you say this all the time. When a lawyer wrote up whatever contract you're going to be signing, whether it be for a credit card, whether it be for your bank, whatever agreement, cell phone, there's an attorney
that, that,
somewhere.
that button that says I agree, you're going to scroll through 17 pages and hit I agree because you're not going to read it.
Mhm.
I don't scroll through, I print it out, send it over. I'm like, what does this say? And they're like, yeah, you
Mhm.
don't want to do this because in that I agree part, there's this little thing that says we can just use all your information for everything we want to do. And there's nothing you can do about it once you hit that I agree button.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
was like, I don't
Yep.
agree.
Right. And so, but we don't think about those things because we just want to make sure that we're getting what we want, and that's it. But the fine print can bite you in the butt later, and
As
that's really what matters.
one of our guys says, the large print giveth and the fine print taketh away. and and that is something. And again, it's something as simple as buying a car. We've had people call the dealership and say, my lawyer says to take off the dealer prep for $150 or $200 or $300 because
Mhm.
it sounds like it's important. Dealer prep, we should have that. Dealer prep is having them wash the car and take it to the front of the dealership. That's $300 they can charge you for.
Wow.
That if you're financing this car for 36 months, that's $300 plus interest every single month you're paying for a car wash.
That's incredible, man.
But it's totally legal. It's on the contract. There it is. Dealer prep, $300. They must have done something to the car. They prepped it. They
They sprayed
washed it.
water on it with some
They
soap.
sprayed water on it for $300. That's the most expensive car wash you will ever have.
Probably went to the dollar store for the soap.
So that is how, and again, you're saying people don't do that. We don't do that because we're not taught that.
No.
But if you're in certain circles, there's a lawyer on call when you're 6 years old.
Mhm.
And you know that if anything happens, you call this lawyer at 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 20. That's already in that society. They know how to do this.
Mhm.
Most of us don't because we don't grow up that way.
Right,
I mean,
right,
it's
exactly.
in the age of information. This is what we are learning now. You can go to school for 15, 20 years, but your education never finishes, and it's up to
Mhm.
us now. Again, like I said, when I lost my job, I started reading a lot, Robert Kiyosaki and other people. It's like, what did I do wrong? I followed all the rules, and now I'm not working anymore. And that's where one of the things he says is, are we working to service debt or are we working to build wealth? And in wealth, he's not talking about, money coming out of everywhere. Wealth is, he defines as time.
Mhm.
How much time can you live on the money you have saved once you stop trading dollars for hours or hours
Right,
for dollars, right?
right.
If you have $100,000 of wealth and you spend $100,000 a year, you have 1 year of wealth. If you have $100,000 of wealth and you only spend $50,000, you have 2 years of wealth.
Mm.
So define wealth as how much money do I have to live on the way I'm living now
Mhm.
if I stop working tomorrow?
Wow.
That's the definition of wealth that people don't realize. That's why you need financial planners. That's why you need, again, the experts to say, start putting $100 a month away in an account at 10%. When you're 40 years old, you will have $1 million and you're going to need that. Because again, if we're talking finance, if you, let's say you retire at 65 and you're going to live 20 years, you and your spouse are going to eat 3 times a day. And you're only going to spend $7 a day. I mean, $7 on each meal. What does that add up to? People don't realize only a $7 meal 3 times a day for 20-year lifespan, that's $300,000.
Wow.
It's more than three, it's 307,000, some idiotic number, but do you need to think ahead? Will I have $300,000 just to eat 3 times a day?
Mhm.
I'm not talking about rent, insurance, whatever else, just that. So imagine $7 a day, $7 a meal you're spending, the $21 a day just to eat. Add that on to whatever else you have to pay for 20 years. Do you have that type of money in an account?
Right.
That's financial education. That's what the rich teach their kids. And that's what 95% of Americans don't teach their kids because they were never taught. They were taught, hey, we got a new cell phone, we got a new car, we got new sneakers, we got, go out and spend the money you have and not really know what's going to happen 5, 10, 15 years down the line. Not to talk, 40 years later when you're going to retire.
Wow.
This is finance month, people.
Listen, let's get it together. Let's get it together. This is a very cost-effective way of getting it done on the legal end. You're looking to start a business, you need legal representation, right? You're looking to do something, get in an agreement with someone, or even rent your home. You need a contract. You need an attorney to look over that. Don't trust these quickie legal firms that you go on there and they have this one drop template for renters agreements. You need to have an attorney there that's going to look over that and say, hey, there are a couple loopholes in this, and you need to make sure you're covered in that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Chris Januski talked about the other day.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I thought I had this coverage, but you don't, because a lawyer wrote it, but they wrote it for the other team.
That's
not
it.
your team.
That's it. A lot of companies protect themselves through the agreements that they put out. So you have to protect yourself as well. Oscar, so tell these folks how they can get involved with this. You have a website, you have ways for them to reach out to you.
Yeah,
Go ahead and share your information.
My cell number 646-578-7097 is available 24/7. But if you call me between or text between 10 and 7 in the morning, it'll go to voicemail or text purgatory until I wake up. My website is oscarcapel.com, OSCARCAPEL.com. That's very easy to find. There are a number of videos on there, and watch the videos, call me, ask questions. We're here to serve and protect, and the more people we serve and protect, the more kids we can rescue from human traffickers, which is my passion.
Yes, mine too. Mine too. I love that. Oh, you know what? Before we go, as you mentioned that, aren't you working on something special with OUR in your area? Yeah.
Starting September, they're going to be opening up new team leaders. So I just got an email yesterday from Operation Underground Railroad from their headquarters, and said September they're starting the new team leadership program. So I already filled out my application. They're doing background check and interview, and then we're ready to start a chapter up here in Westchester.
What does it mean to be a team leader?
That's what I'm going to find out. And what you're doing is you're raising awareness to the community. You're doing fundraisers. You're doing a block party or whatever it is that they need to do to raise awareness, because this is something people don't know about. It's not in the news.
Right.
You'll never see it on the news. And there's a couple of reasons for that, and I won't go into that, but this needs to be grassroots people rising up against this madness. And it's got to be done at a grassroots level. The government is not stepping in. The news is not stepping in.
Yeah, so there's some things, one thing I learned, Oscar, and this is why we started this, right? This is why we're on this platform right now, is there's some things you have to take initiative on and do. If you want to see change in an area, you've got to take that initiative to make that change happen, right? And a lot of the reason why we really started this whole platform was to give regular people, a voice to express their concerns, to see, to attack whatever issues that's on their mind and in their heart, and really give a voice to it. And that's really why we're here. We provide these services, these professionals, in order for you to contact the right people to get yourself, rightly set up, properly, secure with finances, with, personal relationships, everything that you need, legal shield, everything that you really need to have a holistic and fully protected life. So, Oscar,
sleep better at night.
What's that?
And you sleep better at night knowing you're. And think about it. We get a car, we get car insurance. We buy a house, we get homeowners insurance. We found out from Chris Januski, you rent an apartment, you get renter's insurance. All these insurance, what they're doing is they're taking a little bit of money and protecting a big amount of your life. So this is nothing more than, it's plain vanilla. It's an insurance policy, but it's not an insurance policy unlike a car insurance. If you crack up your car, they'll cover you, but then they'll raise your insurance. Right. This is an insurance policy that you can use every day, and the price won't go up because this is what we're paying for.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Again, reach out to Oscar. His information is on the banner that's in front. And of course, you will see him again because
we're here.
Oscar is here.
Get rid of us.
Yeah, exactly. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next with Richard Cuzio. He's going to be coming to us next on the Phoenix National Network. Take care, everyone.